What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of The Long Dark. In the previous episode, we got bitten by a lot of dogs, a lot of wild dogs, in fact. We were not bitten by the friendly, Labrador Retriever around the block. We were bitten by a dog that sincerely wanted to wish us harm. Now, this one over here is feeding on the dead carcass of a deer, and so we're going to try and work our way around him, but we need to find supplies, like, right this second. If we don't find some supplies today, we are going to die. 100%, we are dead. We are all dead. The world is ending. The sky is falling. Game over, man, and so forth. So in the interest of trying to find ourselves a reasonable stock of food, God, we need a gun so we can get rid of these wolves. These wolves have really started to become a problem. We could also eat them. That's the other thing, is if you can shoot a wolf, you can eat it. And eating the wolf is actually not a bad idea. It's much better than eating crow, which I think is what I'm leaning towards right now. And so let's see if I can work my way over the top of this rock. You can't jump in this game, so, like, work... Oh, hell, please don't be a wolf up here. Oh, there's so many wolves. Today, I have learned that Canada is a scary, scary place filled with wolves and things that want to eat me. It looks like there's something down there we can make use of, but at the moment I'm sort of stuck in scouty mode here, where I'm up on a rock. I don't think the wolves can get me from right here, but neither do I think that we can access any of the goodies that are down there without conceivably getting ourselves bit. If we can get inside... Well, I do have a flare. The flare does scare off wolves, so maybe we'll make use of the flare right now and see if we can clear this thing out. Perhaps it's a supply convoy train or something that'll give us something useful, but I'd like to look. Yeah! Run away! I have made fire! You may call me Mowgli! You will run from me, Shere Khan! Shere dog... Oh, that one's brave. No! No! That one was a lot braver than his friend. Give me my flare back, asshole. Alright, so we need to bandage this, unfortunately, and we're out of antiseptic as far as I can tell. So we may just have to risk getting infected, unfortunately. This situation is not one that I wanted to find myself in, but nonetheless, it's one that we have found ourselves in, so we have no choice. We have to... Oh, we can't get inside of it? Oh no. Okay, so that's the only thing that I was really hoping for right here, is that we might actually be able to justify using resources to try and get inside this train car. Ooh, a dead guy. What's up, dead guy? Got any stuff that I can have? You're not gonna need it anymore. You're looking kind of blue, dead guy. Looking a little bit blue. Maybe I can cheer you up. Or maybe I can just take your socks. Survival is a hard, hard thing. A basic wool scarf. Awesome. A candy bar. Good, good, good. A toque. Fantastic. Alright, so I think we may have justified the trip. Possibly. I don't know if we've justified it yet, but we're pretty close. We got the scarf, so let's wear that. That's obviously going to be very, very helpful to us. We want to put on the toque right now. Or the beanie. So let's go ahead and throw the beanie on our head. And so now our adjustment should be... It's got to be, like, really cold outside at the moment, because even with all this on, we're practically freezing to death. So let's check this card over here, because there was another one. Although I don't know that we'll be able to get inside of it at all. Yeah, I think it's... Oh, we were up on it right there, but I don't know if that's a bug or if that's something... What is this? Rifle ammunition? Antiseptic, okay.
Must be prepared for anything.
Is there a gun around here somewhere? Please tell me there's a gun around here somewhere. We could really, really use it. There's a dead guy over here. Come on, firearm. A down ski jacket. Fantastic. Now, that's not going to be quite as useful to us as a gun would have been. Still, we found bullets. So maybe we find a gun someday. Okay, so we're totally freezing to death right now. We probably want to get back to a location where... Is there wind chill at the moment? So yeah, there's a lot of... Well, it doesn't look like there's a lot of wind right now. It might be better off for us to put on... So we have... Let's see here. We're wearing a quality winter coat. Can I put on, like, this right here? Let's put on the wool socks, obviously. We really, really need wool socks. And while I would not recommend wool socks if you're out camping in the middle of the desert, because they get quite itchy. I think they're coming back. Let's go ahead and see if Let's make our way back. We're pretty beat up at the moment. We've only got a little bit of condition left, so we really need to hustle in order to make this work. If we get, we got disinfectant, didn't we? Antiseptic? Yeah, let's use that real fast. Okay, so the infection risk is now gone. We don't have to worry about weird wolf zombie viruses or anything bothering us. You can throw the flare too if you really want to. I don't know. Suppose it's probably like a magnesium flare or something. Let's go back to the lodge. And in the lodge, we'll kind of take stock of what we have. We'll drop off some of the stuff so that we're not carrying around as much weight, so that we're not burning through all of our random goodies while we're running around. Because I think the more weight you're carrying, the faster your calories go down. Although don't quote me on that one. That's me not being really sure. We're freezing to death right now, and we're also quite hungry. So let's get back and we'll eat some stuff, and then we'll see if we can go off in that direction and find anything that might be useful. Then we'll cut back across the lake to some of those other lodges and maybe see if we can do something out there. Either way, kind of worth it to go out there. Kind of worth it. I don't know if we can actually get inside of that part right there, but I'm a little bit worried we wouldn't be able to climb our way out if we did get into there. And so I'm just going to stay away from it for right now. Oh, we're at -5 calories at the moment. That's fun. That's enjoyable in a number of ways and fashions. Well then, let's get inside the ski lodge. We'll warm up for a little bit. And then we'll also eat some food. And hopefully that'll allow us to get back on the horse. And maybe get ourselves restocked possibly. I don't know. I'm going to throw that on the floor right now. Hopefully buildings can't catch on fire. If buildings can catch on fire, that is going to become a major issue for me. Cannot start a campfire indoors. Okay, so I'm going to assume that the building is made of non-flammable materials. I'm going to assume that the building is flame retardant. So if I wear that, does it take off my other jacket? It does. It takes off that one. Okay, so it feels like 40 degrees right now, so this should be dropping off pretty substantially at the moment. What about the other one? Let's see what the difference is between the two. Where are you? We've got 5 rifle bullets. That's going to be pretty sweet. 45, so this one's actually a lot better. So instead of carrying all this stuff around with me, what I may do is let's eat some food first, because obviously we're losing all kinds of calories right now. We're going to eat some peaches. I love peaches. I'm a sucker for a good old can of peaches. I like them though. I don't like them if they're in the syrup. The syrup's a bit too much for me. It's a bit too sugary. Give me an upset tummy. I like peaches straight off the tree though, because I grew up with a peach tree in the backyard. Although I am really allergic to their fuzz. Like I get these little like hives all over me whenever I skin a peach. It's no fun. I used to have to go out because we had 2 peach trees, an apricot tree, and we also had a pomegranate tree and a couple other trees in our backyard and front yard. And we had to defruit them every year. And I remember having really bad breakouts of like just weird red spots and everything whenever I had to do the peach tree. And so my parents stopped making me do the peach tree. Let's go ahead and I'm actually going to drop some of this other stuff on the ground right there. You can drop anything in this game wherever you want. I just want to make sure that we're not carrying too much stuff around with us. We've got a whole bunch of extra gloves, so we'll drop those off. Those will allow us to have a little bit less weight. Got a bedroll, a can opener. Oh, we could actually use the bedroll instead of the other beds, to be honest, in the future. Let's go with, I don't think there's any reason to be carrying around. Is this a mid-layer? A thin wool sweater. I don't think that's as good as the one that we have, so let's go ahead and drop that too. We'll save it for later once these get kind of threadbare. We can also break this stuff down. I don't know if you knew that, but you can go with harvest. And if you harvest something, you can rip apart some of the stuff that you're not using to get parts so that you can repair the other stuff that you are using. Lots of intricacies and interesting ideas in this game that they are playing with, and I'm glad that they're actually trying some of these things out because this is sort of a risky game. Like, not a lot of people would go out on the edge and try and make a game like this, and I do appreciate the fact that the developers over at Hinterlands are trying to make a game like this. At least it's something new that we've never seen before, because I'll be honest with you, survival games seem to be getting a little bit, like survival horror anyways to me, seems to be getting a little bit tired, and I've always wanted like a really hardcore survival simulator. And so what we need to do right now is we've actually eaten through all of our food, unfortunately, so we need to find ourselves a gun. A gun is going to be a very major thing for us. If we can't find ourselves a gun, we can't hunt. So unfortunately, I don't know where the Hunter's Lodge is. Like, I've been to it before, but I couldn't find my way there. Got a little bit of water left, not much. A very, very small amount of water. But worst case scenario is we can drink these sodas. So what I'm thinking we may do right now, let's cut our way across the lake, and we'll hit that last little set over here on the right. Alright, that sounds painful. I agree with you. It sounds really, really bad. You've been bitten by a wolf more times than any human being should ever have to be bitten by a wolf. I agree with you 100% that the furry friends of the forest, you have to be alliterative about it, the furry friends of the fiery forest, it's not on fire. I haven't set the forest on fire yet, but it is becoming more and more tempting. That's one way to stay warm. Just set the whole damn thing on fire. Be like, oops, sorry, Smokey the Bear. It was necessary. It was very, very Nessa, to quote the producers. She's starting to go delirious. She's like sitting here talking to herself while she runs across a frozen lake. She's like, fire, fire. Oh yes, we definitely need fire. Definitely I love fire. How many fires? 1, 2, 3, 4 fires. We need to light all the fires right now. Talking like Rain Man while we're running across here. It's okay though. I mean, I've been freezing cold, and that was in the desert, so I can only imagine this kind of like boreal tundra, whatever the hell you call this, but in the desert it gets pretty cool too. In fact, let's talk about survival stuff, because I enjoy survival stuff. So most of my experience in the past has been surviving and just being out in the desert. And obviously you bring all the things with you. We don't go out into the desert bringing no supplies with us. We bring all the things that you're going to need. In fact, you bring, you know, if you have 3 or 4 people, you bring 100 gallons of water. You just make sure, like, you bring a lot of water. Like a whole bunch of 15-gallon just ice chests all full of whatever you need. And you bring, I mean, mostly we don't cook anything. We don't bring stoves or anything because that's a bit too much. But we do bring things along the lines of, like, canned food and so forth. But I've always been the kind of person that I'd rather be safe than sorry, so I really have gone out of my way to study survivalism and just kind of random, you know, Eagle Scout techniques and things for lighting fires, just in case, because you don't want to be in a situation when you're out in the wilderness. If something does go wrong, you don't want to be sitting there going, well, I bought that book, but I never read it. You know what I mean? So I always try to prepare for those things that might happen. I'm not saying they will, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And so most of what I've done is almost unanimously either in Nevada or it's been out in Death Valley. I've done a lot of work out by Emigrant Pass, a ton of work down in Emigrant Pass. In fact, I've been out there a number of times. I've done a lot of things out in Dublin Hills. I've done a bunch of random stuff out there. It's pretty cool. It's really, geology is kind of a fun thing to get into. It's really kind of a cool science in that it's very outdoorsy. We work with engineers a lot too, so, you know, we have kind of a running rivalry with engineers where geologists tend to be more along the lines of the theoretical. We kind of mess around with things. We're going to report like earthquake summaries, like whether or not you have an earthquake risk in a location and things like that. And then if you're building like an overpass, for example, we're going to take a look at the soil. We're going to take a look and like give you chances that like the foundation's going to slip and things like that. We pass that information off to the engineers who then get her done. And so in a lot of ways, engineers always poke fun at us for being like theoretical, and then we always poke fun at them for not being able to adapt outside the box. And so, ooh, pork and beans. Okay, exactly what we need right here. And I'm just saying that's the way we joke around with each other. I'm not saying it's true. It's just that, okay, a tinder plug, that's fine. We'll find ourselves some FUD, though, too. If we don't find ourselves some FUD, it's going to be a rough day. Let's go ahead and we're going to throw in, I'm just going to eat all this stuff right now as much as I can, to be honest, because we're going through calories like nobody's business here. And my caloric intake is nobody's business, so take from that what you will. If you saw that, our granola bar was at 39%. Like, how do you get a granola? Does that mean it's just like really, really dented? It's like one of those ones you find back behind the rack in the supermarket. It's just kind of bent into like a C shape. Like, can I get a discount on this granola bar? It's dented. And the lady at the front desk looks at you with like that pained expression, just like, are you serious right now? I'm like, yeah.
I hate being cold.
Give me a discount.
You do.
On your busted ass granola bar. Alright, let's head back over this way. I don't see any dead guys around. Really kind of hoping we would find a lot more dead guys, but unfortunately dead guys have not been forthcoming. I wish that they would, because if we could get a firearm and a knife, we have a much better chance of surviving this whole thing. I think what we may have to do is I may need to strike out, and hopefully not strike out in regards to life, because I'm not ready for that to end just yet, but what we may have to do is sort of just like run out and see if we can find that hunting lodge, because I know there's a gun in the hunting lodge most of the time. A beat-up pry bar, useful for opening locked containers. That's an item that I've never seen before. Can I wield that and hit things with it? Like, for example, let's say that I really, really, really want to bludgeon a wolf with a crowbar. Is that something that I can do, or is that not possible? Okay, it's not possible. That's fine. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's only 12 o'clock? That's weird. I guess it's just overcast right now. We are freezing to death, unfortunately. Let's run back inside. We don't have a whole lot of options right now, but we're going to go with the best, and that's just going to be us being inside for a little bit. Our condition is looking, actually, let's see, I think we'll make it. Let's hoof it all the way over to here to check these cabins so that at least we're being productive while we're attempting not freeze to death, because as it stands right now, it feels like 20 degrees. Damn, it is so cold out here. We have so much equipment on us, and we are still freezing to death. Might be due to the fact that we don't have snow pants, though. That's kind of a big deal. We're wearing jeans right now, which as the snow starts to fall down on those, it's going to slowly soak them because they're made out of cotton. We call cotton, if you're in the outdoorsy community, we call cotton the fabric of death. And that's to make fun of the fact that in the United States there was a commercial for a long time to be like, cotton, the fabric of our lives. Like it was just like they would sing a song about cotton being the fabric of life. And in fact, it is the fabric of death if you're out in the wilderness. Like cotton gets wet really easily. It just doesn't dry well. It's just not something you want to build survival materials out of. Oh, good. Firewood.
No. Could end up being useful.
Oh, it'll really, really be useful. I wish we could break down these crates, though. I sincerely wish that I could break down these crates. Can I do that inside? Let's find out. Let's find out if we could forge inside. Can we? No, it won't. Damn, that's kind of frustrating that I really, really wish that we could break down these crates and all this stuff right here and burn it, because obviously we're not going to be spending any time in here. On the plus side, that allowed us to spend an hour inside, which allowed our cold condition to go down. Let's eat some pork and beans. That'll hopefully get us by for a little while, but we are barely surviving right now. In the game, you will die of starvation, so we've kind of got to watch out for this. Got that right there. Let's go ahead, and that must have been the most painful can of beans ever. I apologize. I've never eaten a can of beans that was that painful before. I kind of feel bad right now. We're out of food. That's it. We are done like dinner, so we got sodas, and that's it. Once we're done, we're done. So I'll probably... Unfortunate. Well... I can harvest a pry bar? Interesting. Alright, well... I don't think we're gonna make it. This might be the last episode and the second episode. All simultaneously. I love multitasking. Sometimes I try to both fail and succeed simultaneously. It usually goes like this, though. We're hungry at the moment, unfortunately, and that doesn't leave us a whole lot of energy to accomplish anything. Hopefully we can find some food up in here. Well, an orange soda. I guess that'll do for now. It's better than finding nothing. We got a fire log. 2 fire logs, in fact. Just in case you wanted to do yourself a little bit of calculus. Get it? It's a log that's on fire. Yep! I went there. I went there. It's a log that's on fire. Nothing underneath any of the beds. Unfortunately, all these buildings have sort of been a bust. We need to find ourselves a lot more than this if we're going to make it. And this seems like I've got myself caught up in sort of a Deathtrap situation where... Hey, a dead guy. Not as much as this guy got himself trapped up in a Deathtrap, though. This guy,
I'll take it.
He was way further up in the Deathtrap than I was. So let's see if we can... Well, we got a couple hundred more calories. We might make it. I don't know. If we don't find something good by nightfall, though. Salty crackers. They make you thirsty, but you get a whole bunch of... Oh, that's actually really, really good. So I guess it's like chicken and a biscuit or something. What is this over here? Oh, good. Fir firewood, cedar firewood, newsprint. Okay. Well, then, maybe I should actually do a better job of looking around for firewood, because I didn't realize you could pick up little things like that all over the place. Let's go back and see what we can find here, because I've been fail all along the way. Yippee skippy and so forth. At being a failure. We are super hungry. We've been alive for a day, though. I mean, that's pretty good given the harshness of this situation. We've been alive for a lot longer than I think most people would have made it in this situation. Most people just panic and be like, ah, we're dead, we're gonna die. I kind of went like with a black metal thing at the end right there, like a death metal thing. I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with the whole thing, so I kind of just, I settled on screaming and being terrified, and then also moving it over to kind of like a death metal Amon Amarth type thing, and then just kind of moving away from it entirely. Let's go this way, because we've got time. Our condition is 10%. We're not feeling so great right now. I'm trying to stay away from drinking my sodas because I wanted to save those until we're thirsty. Let's eat the crackers, actually. That seems like a great way to get ourselves evened out really, really quickly. So we'll eat the crackers, and that actually did well by us. That put us up quite a bit. We're a little bit fatigued, so we may need to like slow down and rest in the next little bit. Let's take that. How thirsty did it make me? Pretty thirsty, so I think I can justify a soda right now. Let's go ahead and drink an orange soda. There's another. So we're almost up to 1,000 calories, and in fact, there's no way you need this much food to survive. I'm just throwing that out there right now. I'm glad you agree. Scream in lamentation if you agree with me, character.
Alright.
This is definitely serious. We are in a super serious situation right now. I'm super ethereal at the moment. My god, I'm so ethereal. And so I want to check this area. We already looted all this, but what I did want to do is run around and look for more firewood, because I think I really kind of fell down on the job over here by not looking around for scrap wood or anything. I don't see anything. Yeah, maybe there wasn't any to find, which is why I fell down on the job with it. I don't know. Well then, let's head back to the ski lodge, I guess. We're not at the end of the day yet. We've still got time on our hands, so I may do a little bit of exploration. I mean, our condition is holding steady right now. Our warmth is doing okay. It only feels like 30 degrees, so we're only like 2 degrees below freezing. I mean, honestly, I think that she's being a little bit of a weenie right now. No, I'm just kidding. 30 degrees is terrible. I camped out one time and it's 15 degrees, and it was the worst. It was like wind chill. I think we had 25-mile-an-hour winds. It was 16 degrees. Like, there was just, like, sleet falling all around us, and you're sleeping in just, like, a little tent, you know? And I was actually worried for other people's safety in that part because we had other people there who weren't really experienced with being out in the wilderness, and they had brought, like, summer gear, and I was just like, oh, my God, are you serious right now? Like, I was actually really, really worried for their safety. I had a bunch of those hand warmers where you pop them in the middle, and they heat up for, like, 6 hours. I gave one person, I gave them like 10 of those, and I was like, listen, tonight it's going to get down to like 15 degrees, and you need to put these all inside your sleeping bag, because your sleeping bag, I looked at it, and your sleeping bag, its heat retention is only down to like 50 degrees, and it's going to be well below freezing tonight. So first and foremost, you need to sleep in all your gear tonight. Every piece of gear you have, put it on and sleep in it. Don't take off your coat, don't take off anything. Sleep in it, because you're going to wake up in the middle of the night with blue lips, and you're really, really going to regret this. I gave her a whole bunch of those heating things, and I said, stick these inside your jacket, and stick them down at the foot of your... Stick them down. Oh, man, we're up on top of a mountain. That's not good. Falling in this game is quite painful, as you just saw. But anyways, I'm going to try and go around the edge over here, maybe. We'll go down this little berm. There we go. It'll probably be fine. Alright, well, I busted my ankle, unfortunately. Let's head back over here. But yeah, I gave her those. I said, you put them down on the bottom of your sleeping bag. Take your socks off. Swap into new socks, because I don't want to scare you, but this is going to be a rough night for you. It's going to be a real rough night for you. And we don't have any extra gear either, so unfortunately, I don't have anything to help you out with. Like, if I had an extra winter bag, I'd give it to you, but all I got is mine. And unfortunately, I mean, I'd offer to share, but I think the girlfriend might get a little worried, seeing as you are of the female persuasion. Anyways, I mean, worst case scenario, I have to be, it's life or death. It's life or death, Lady Splat. It's life or death. We had to. We had to. But why are you naked? We had to! It was necessary! Don't question me, we had to survive! Oh good, another wolf. Son of a bitch. So many wolves around here that are just really sort of
this time.
We may not. I think you should slow down with your casual affirmations to yourself. I don't know we're gonna make it. Got a bunch of firewood though, so let's stoke this bad boy up. Yay! Starting a fire. And so, throwing the flames in there, we'll see if we can get ourselves...
Come on, are you serious?
Son of a bitch! Alright, so we failed to make it a fire because we don't have any firemen. You know what? Accelerant. Let's make sure this works. We got a 96% chance. There it is. We used the old engine trick. So my granddad used to call. He'd be like, alright, we're gonna go old engine on this. And you spray a whole bunch of kerosene in the fire. Just like soak the logs in kerosene and then light them. So we've got an hour and a half where this fire is gonna be working. We have no food to really cook. What we might consider is stocking up our water supply. Although I think I would focus first on, let's eat a bunch of food and then we'll just try and sleep for the night. Got a little bit of water. Actually, we don't really have much food either. So yeah, I think this might be our last day on this earth. It's very, very possible that this could be our final day, unfortunately. Especially since that wolf showed up. That wolf is a big, big issue, and we have no way to run him off. I mean, I chase him with a pry bar, but I don't think that's gonna work. I'd throw a bullet at him, but I don't think that's gonna be that effective either. She's like, ah, did you just throw a bullet at me? Did you just hit me in the forehead with a 305? Like, yes, go away. Get out of here, wolf. That might just make him angry, though. We actually have water purification tablets, so technically... What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. These are all tasks that we could potentially handle. I don't know. This is going to get a little bit rough. It's going to get worse before it gets better, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and make an executive decision here. We got 425. We've got 600 calories left. Right now we have, how many calories do we have? We have 637, so we can get up to 1350-ish if we have to. The wolf is still out here, and it will be fatal if we go back out, but we really, really, really need to make the best of this day, unfortunately. And with where we're at right now, damn. I think we may have to risk it. Yep, not gonna be able to do that. Let's go back into the camp office here. Maybe out the back door then? God, I don't know. I think we may be done for. This is not a good place to get boiled down, and honestly, we've looted a lot of stuff. It's just that, like, I think the caloric requirements for this game are a little bit too high. You can survive for a long time without food, even in a really, really stress-filled environment where you're doing a lot of strenuous physical activity. You can last for a while on no food. Like, seriously, you can last for a long, long while on just fat stores. Let's see if maybe we can kite him around somewhere more, more convenient, like around the back here. Oh, no, he bit me in the face. Wow, he like glitched through the building or something because he totally wasn't on the same side as us. Oh, well, we died from loss of blood and shock from a wolf attack. And so there it is, the enjoyable fun that is the Canadian nature. Canadians, definitely, there might be a wolf problem. There might be a wolf problem out there. A new Sandbox. That seems like the kind of place that Lando Calrissian would play in the Sandbox. It's the Sandbox. You got to combine the names across. But yeah, Canadians, you got to give me some of your wolf survival tips. I'm definitely going to need to hear these because the only thing I ever deal with is like rattlesnakes and coyotes. And so, you know, most of those, I mean, rattlesnakes, sometimes you got to get them with a shovel. But, you know, coyotes, you light a fire and they're not going to come around. Although rats, you can get some big-ass desert rats. You would be surprised. I came out of my tent one time and there's this giant rat sitting around the fire. Just like 5 or 6 of these enormous, like, desert rats just sitting around the fire. Be like, hey, this is pretty cool. We should probably start research on one of these things for ourselves. And so we survived for 1 day, 3 hours, and 36 minutes. It is not my worst. I have survived for, seriously, 23 minutes. I've had the game spawn me in the middle of, like, 5 wolves before. It was unpleasant. It totally sucked. And so we used our flare. We used all of the we used all the anti-wolf materials that we had. And I think it was a reasonable run at survival. We're going to play another game. I'm probably going to do 10, 20 episodes of this game, to be honest, because I really do sincerely like it. Let's quit to the main menu, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and as always, hi-do from me to you.